Welcome to Chris and Carlette Live, a podcast about life, love, and overcoming obstacles. Each week, we discuss the good, the bad, and the indifferent of life's interruptions. Now, here's your host, Chris and Carlette.
Keep believing, don't go stressing, keep it moving. God, we're resting, here to help you, here to bless you. With God on our side, CNC Life.
One, two. All right, there we go. We have audio. Why are you looking like that?
I'm just looking at all the screens. All the bells and whistles.
I'll manage that for you, babe.
Gotcha. Hey, everybody. We're here. We're back.
We are back in full effect. Chris and Carlette Live.
What is this, episode 16?
Episode 16.
Season 1?
Season 1. So
S1.
it's S1.
E16.
I bought me some new glasses, y'all. You got to let me know
Lord.
which ones y'all like to see.
Oh, Lord.
All right. I had to get some
No,
new glasses.
you need to tell us what you like to see through 'em. Can you see?
You, baby. As long as I can see you, everything's good.
Okay. We're going to let you go with that.
Yes. So we going to. So I got these right here.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Let me take these off. So I got those.
So they're like red and black.
Yeah, red and black. Yeah.
Okay.
So, see. So these are, I'm going to wear like during the day, but like when I want to go out, just me and you on the town. I got
Oh,
these
my.
right here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Can you see?
I can see.
Can you drive in them?
Yeah, I might have to go back because I think the prescription is off a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, how was your day today?
It was good.
You had a day off.
Yeah, but still work to be done, and dealing with the second grader class, virtual teaching, and I am doing the countdown to the last day of school.
Yes.
Excuse me.
So, Debbie Patton, is that what she said over there, babe?
Who?
Debbie Patton.
Debbie Patton's son.
Son. Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
Dre.
Oh, what's up, Dre?
Oh, okay.
Couldn't see that far. Well, because these. So,
Hey, Dre.
let's go into our special. We don't have a recap today, but we have
is something different.
something different from our producer that we helped him do. So we're going to do that as we speak.
By the way, this is fresh pressed pineapple and orange juice. Oh, it's so delicious.
I think it's mighty funny.
Yeah, how you get all the little cuties and
But see, let me tell you why. Because number one, I don't have a reason.
Well,
Chris, you know what almost came out my mouth.
we should have prayed before. You're adding another layer of just chaos to your life.
And every layer of quote unquote chaos I add to my life is a less body will be in my bed.
Terrell, now listen here.
But
There is life after this show.
yeah,
I
hey,
just want to remind you.
you got to go home with her.
That's right.
Worst case scenario, she just give me the side eye. You're not getting anything.
No.
And Carlette, you definitely won't get any shrimp.
Go!
Okay.
Go!
Okay.
Tiger prawns.
Tiger.
The kind that we saw in Mazalai.
Okay, all right. That's hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I can't stand him.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, Noel, baby, but you got to see this.
Can we walk off this show?
I can't stand him. Terrell,
That was hilarious.
I'm coming for you. Terrell, I'm coming for you. You know, you could have edited that out. Oh, I can. Oh,
That's all right. Hey, well, today the trial has been going on for Mr. Floyd.
well, no, he's not on trial.
Well, you know the
Derek Chauvin.
Derek
That's his name.
Chauvin, yeah. So, which is very interesting.
Yeah, because they tried to make it seem like George Floyd was on trial.
Yeah, and then they're gonna the defense attorney is gonna try to submit something for a mistrial. But you know what? When cases like this happen, I'm like, I feel for the person that's about to go to jail. I'm like, you know.
That's if he goes to jail.
Well, I'm just saying, just the thought of somebody going to jail. I mean,
What the emotions they could be going through and what's in their mind of what they could have done different so they wouldn't be sitting in that chair.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Yep.
I'm just like,
All the things that happened the morning of, did you get up knowing this would be the day that the rest of your day life would be changed?
it's pretty scary.
It's deep.
I'm not sure if he was married or not. I think he was or is. I don't know.
No, girlfriend.
Girlfriend. Oh, okay.
Because there's a story behind that too.
Oh, wow. What's the story?
I'm not talking about that.
Why?
I'm not.
Well, Chris and Carlette.
Because I haven't read the full thing, so I only have
Gotcha.
like, you know.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm like, man, should he go to jail or shouldn't he? I mean, like,
Did you just say that?
should this be just what he's going through now? Should this just be like recompense, I guess, for lack of word of, you know? So what happened? Well, you know,
No. Help me.
like, at what point do we forgive? And
Dude, really?
yeah,
Okay, you can forgive all day long, but you have to do time for your crime.
okay, all right.
Some people, you know what? Did you just say that?
I'm just.
I mean, yes, you should forgive. Absolutely. I think about the people, what was that, in Charlottesville? They, all of them.
Okay, so-
they got up and said, we forgive you, da-da-da-da. But still, he's still doing time.
Okay, so what about the lady that killed the 18 or 19-year-old or whatever, just right down the street?
There is a crime time.
But she
for
didn't mean to
crime.
do it, though.
How do we know that?
I don't know.
We don't know that.
I'm just saying.
It was a thing of judgment.
Well,
She's a veteran. She wasn't a new, and I think she was training somebody.
well, I'm just saying. What about, well, I mean, if it's deliberate, well, I don't know. I just have mixed emotions sometimes. I guess just the thought of going to jail is like,
I mean, it's that split second decision.
yeah.
And
I mean, things are so like, now with everything that's going on, things are just so like, everybody's so happy now.
that was before.
I mean, that's before, yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, everybody's like just so happy.
I mean, it's on another level.
Yeah. Yeah. What did Dre say?
Yes, my city is going berserk. Pray for Minnesota. Oh, he's there.
Oh,
See,
wow.
I didn't know you were there, Dre.
Oh,
wow.
man, we need you on the show now,
Oh, wow.
too.
So, I just want to go back though a little bit. We talked about last week. The college journey begins. That's what we started. Meaning, letting you all know that just wasn't. It'd be more than one episode. However, I am learning a lot every day. I am learning it's not too early to prepare to start doing your homework for your children. Don't wait till the last minute. I'm hearing horror stories from other parents of what they went through and wish they would have started earlier in preparing their child for college. And, all I can say is the earlier the better. I'm learning a lot. A lot has changed since I went to college, and just the cost alone. It's funny how you would tell somebody, oh, yeah, it's about $100,000. And they say, oh, that's good. I'm like, wait a minute. For a bachelor's degree. So, and higher. It's just, I'm learning a lot. And as we stated before, we are excited. We're learning and trying to make the best decision for and with Christian, because at the end of the day, it's what he wants, because this is his life. And so just stay tuned, everybody, because we have a lot to unfold. And as we learn, we're going to share.
Well, one of our guests that's on the phone. He probably wants him to go to Kentucky State.
Well, hey, he's the president.
If he can get him a full ride, maybe I just might persuade Christian to change his major.
But see, with him, he'll be like full ride. Plus, he has to pledge A5A. So it's just it'll be a whole lot.
It'll be a whole mess. I don't think that no, that might be a bad idea.
You know what?
I really have to go live on campus then.
See, now y'all know it's not me. He talking about living on campus. I'm like, let the man be a man. But he talking about moving on. This is the second campus.
Well, I'm just saying if he has to go to KSU, I might have to go. Because I don't want him to be persuaded to pledge something other than Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So why don't we just bring on our first guest then? We just bring him on, I guess, now just to.
He's a wonderful guest. I am so glad you introduced me to him.
Yeah.
When I don't even think we knew yet.
Yeah,
we had just found out we were praying. We just found out, I think, that we were pregnant with Christian.
Well,
here it is, 17 years later.
Yes.
So really, I met him 18 years ago.
3 kids later.
He
still owes us some child support, though.
We ain't gonna even talk about it. But I'm gonna tell you, little did I know that about 2-3 months later, I'll be working with him in his medical equipment company, and he kept my pregnancy very happy because I laughed every day, and he kept me happy because he brought me my craving, and my craving was ice, but it was not anybody's ice. It had to be ice from, you know what? I'm not going to say where. I'm going to see if he remembers what he had to. He picked up ice every morning without me even asking.
I'm going to have to do my own investigation then.
What do you mean?
Of when you worked for him.
I can't even do it.
I might have to go to past phone records. Well, let's see. Let me try to get through this biography. This bio. Richard Graves.
It's very decorated.
Yeah, it is. Richard Graves is the CEO of A1C Care Center Incorporated as an Indiana Health Corporation.
Now, see, when I was working for him, it was Able Medical Supply. Wow. And one thing I learned about him, any company he's on is going to start with the letter A. Okay. Well, I learned that. It starts with the letter A because why? It'd be first in the phone book. Okay, let's keep it moving.
Probably because of Alpha too, or something like that.
Wait, I didn't think about
that. I'll get this.
First and finest, I guess that's what they say.
No, but
okay, keep it moving.
He's popular. He is popular, known for his leadership skills and ability to coordinate and manage healthcare services for people with diabetes throughout the United States. He has worked internationally with the World Health Organization and the Center for Disease Control and Prevention.
I got a question for him on that.
And leads several diabetes types of research programs. As a native of Indianapolis, Indiana, in 1981, he graduated from Kentucky State University, earned a master's degree in business administration and a master's degree in education from the Western Governors University and Indiana University. The United States Small Business Administration awarded Richard Graves as the 2017 Emerging Leader. He is an active member of the Toastmasters International, the American Diabetes Association, and a member of the Amazing Grace Christian Church.
Oh, Lord.
We're going to have to get him saved.
Go to church.
He goes to church, y'all.
The Lord is moving.
He has a wife and 3 sons.
Yes.
You know what?
Handsome sons.
Yeah, he didn't put anything about A5A on here.
You didn't get to that part.
No, it's not.
I'm surprised he didn't have a shirt on.
Right, that too.
Oh, so, it could be his business shirt. Yep, that's what it is.
We're going to go ahead and bring him on.
What's that, Abercrombie?
Hello, sir. Can you hear us?
Hey, Richard.
Richard,
what did you do?
Are you froze?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Jasmine. Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Testing?
We can hear you.
Can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah, it's just a little slight delay, but
Okay.
we'll have to get
Good
through.
evening, everyone. And okay, good evening, everyone. And thank you, Chris and Carlette, for allowing me to be here this evening to share with you some of my information secrets over the last 17 years, because I don't know if the statute of limitations are up yet, Carlette and Chris. But but I am going to share some information with you all about diabetes and the seriousness, illness that is one of the world's leading chronic illness today in the United States and the world is diabetes. Um, as you all heard the introduction that Chris and Carlette go a long way back. When we met Chris, he was working in my dentist's office. And I always tell the story. I don't know, I must have been in some real serious pain because I let Dr. Scott was not in the weekend, and he only left his medical assistant and Chris. Chris convinced me he'd been watching Dr. Scott and could handle my tooth in emergency. And next thing you know, I was in another doctor's office after Chris hooked me up with wires all on my jaw. So, but we hung in there, and I made sure that Christian got his ice every day coming from the Speedway gas
The
station.
Speedway gas
It had
station.
to be that crushed ice.
Yes.
So
see, the professional ice eaters
as I
know about
continue
that.
to go on, but as I tell you all about diabetes, okay. So anyway, and also you forgot to add that um, I did sing in the church choir. Y'all don't know about that, but that's a whole nother story.
Oh, Lord.
So anyway, but I'm gonna keep on moving here. One thing that is really serious, every year there's 1.6 million new. There are 29% of the total have been diagnosed with diabetes. That means are diabetic. Today's topic, we're going to hone in on diabetes, and I'm going to share with you what is actually diabetes. There's three types of diabetes that you should know about. You have type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and gestational diabetes. It's important to understand that because this growing chronic illness is affecting people all over the world. And people with diabetes are known to have higher healthcare costs than people who are not living with diabetes. Today, I've been asked to talk about juvenile diabetes, and I'm going to focus on that topic. Juvenile diabetes has now been more popular termed as type 1 diabetes. Let me give you a quick definition of the three diabetes that I just mentioned. Type 1 diabetes is when you have a pancreas and your pancreas does not produce any insulin at all. Type 2 diabetes is when you develop diabetes later in life and your pancreas produces insulin, but not enough to keep your blood flowing, and we'll talk about that. And then you have gestational diabetes that it only happens to women during their pregnancy, and sometimes that could fade away after the pregnancy, and sometimes it continue on. Today, I'm gonna focus more on type 1 diabetes, which is popular, used to be known as juvenile diabetes. Type 1 diabetes, there is no cure for it. There's no cure for diabetes, period. So, but you can live with diabetes and live a healthy life. You just have to manage it. As I mentioned earlier, type 1 diabetes is when your pancreas doesn't make insulin. And also what happens, or it makes very little insulin. And insulin is a hormone that helps your blood sugar and give your body energy. Insulin works like, I always use the metaphor of antifreeze in a car. You have to have antifreeze in your car through the water, because what happens is water flows through the engine. And if you don't have insulin, you don't have antifreeze in there, what happens? It makes your heart pump a little bit faster, your organs work a little bit harder. And the same thing with the outcome of a car, it eventually blows up, overheats, catch on fire. Instead of you taking your car to, as you take your car to the mechanic, you're taking your body to the hospital, because that your body's not producing enough insulin, because you're that type 1. The thing about people with type 1 diabetes, they're low in the population of percent of Americans that I talked about. They're around 5 and 10% of Americans have type 1. And the problem that we have is no one knows how to prevent type 1 diabetes, but it can be managed. And, you just have to follow your doctor's recommendations for living a healthy lifestyle, manage your blood sugars levels, getting regular health checkups, and getting diabetes managed. I say to this because there are parents on the call tonight and on the podcast listening, especially a young child. You have to be really involved in their diabetes care, on different healthy foods, to giving insulin injections, or watching for or treating when your child gets hypoglycemia, which is a low blood sugar. And what you have to do is you have to just stay close in contact with your child's healthcare team. And that's what happens when you, as a young child, you have this diabetes that no one's never heard of. And you see kids going to school and at lunchtime or certain time of the day, they're at the nurse's office and they're getting injections. Or now today, we've gotten farther on with technology, and you can put a meter on your body to know your blood sugar levels. And you can also put a continuous glucose pump that pump insulin into your body. And the doses have to be regulated that keep your blood sugar levels moving forward, keep you on a calm basis.
But
you can live a normal life.
That's a good segue to bring on our next guest as well. You mentioned the pump, and you mentioned the meter,
the monitor.
The monitor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So go ahead and read her bio, Carlette.
Yes, I will do that. This person is near and dear to my heart, and I'll explain why in a minute. Her name is Jasmine Dennie, born and raised in Gary, Indiana, diagnosed with juvenile diabetes at the age of 12. Graduated from Indiana University with a bachelor's in arts management with high honors and a master's in arts administration. She is a current PhD candidate in the humanities department at Clark University and proud member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Let's welcome Miss Jasmine, also my little cousin.
Your cousin.
Yeah, I remember when she was born. I remember when she slapped that woman in church. Okay. Come on.
My Lord. What's up, Jazz?
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
Hey,
We are
good.
good.
I wanted to bring you on at that point where Mr. Graves was talking about the pump and the monitor. So I think that was a good segue for you to kind of give your take and just to kind of show us what all that looks like.
Well, can we before
okay,
we
go
get
ahead.
there,
Go
can we
ahead.
find out what she went through?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like, how did she even find out? What was she going through at 12 years old? You're not thinking about that stuff.
Right. Go ahead.
Okay, so my story was kind of funny. My aunt who's passed on, well, Aunt Donna. We were stopping for Thanksgiving dinner with me, her, and my mom at I think Strachan Hills. And I kept having to go use the bathroom. I kept having to go use the bathroom. I'm like, I don't know. And I was so thirsty. And I was like, I don't know. Something's wrong. I got to go to the bathroom. And my auntie looked at my mom and was like, Willette, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to put nothing on your child, but I think she has diabetes. My mom was like, okay, we'll see. So the next morning, we went to her best friend's house, who was my godmom, and I didn't eat anything and she checked my fasting blood sugar. I was 350.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, without eating anything from the night before. So immediately my mom took me to the hospital and I was diagnosed with juvenile diabetes.
See, I never knew that story.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I was so it was bizarre. Like my body was just like feed me drinks. I was just drinking and drinking and drinking. It was like, yeah.
So Richard, based on what you just heard, like how many stories have you come across that are similar to Jasmine's?
I hear that often a lot. And what happens is that, type 1 diabetes is caused by what they call an autoimmune reaction, where the body attacks itself by mistake. And what happens is it destroys the cells in the pancreas that makes the insulin, and that's called the beta cells. And this process could go on for months before any symptoms appear. So I can see why Jasmine wouldn't know. All of a sudden, it's like, wow, here I am. Some people catch it early, some people catch it late. We've had a patient a while back who was a student at Notre Dame, and because of all the symptoms, the tiredness, the urinating a lot, never could get the thirst right, and finally when they tested, but she was 21 years old and about to graduate from college before it happened. And then you turn around, as we deal with the juvenile center here in Annapolis, the juvenile diabetes organization is what I'm and they will turn around and they'll tell you how young kids, and some people do what they call the T1D test early on in life to find out, and some parents just go and they manage it from there.
Wow.
I can only imagine. Willette, if you're
Is there
listening,
another
call us.
question?
Well, let me just say, Willette, if you're listening, Willette just text. She said you were 11.
I'm getting some real bad feedback.
Hey, Richard, why don't we? I'm gonna call you and put you on that way since it's a little feedback and a delay. I'm gonna just call you on your cell phone.
We're gonna have you go straight through the system. Call us because it keeps going. You keep getting. It's like keep going in and out, and we want to hear everything you have to say.
You got a question for Jasmine?
So, Jasmine.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jasmine, can you hear Richard?
I couldn't at first, and then I muted him on my screen and unmuted him, and now I can hear him.
Okay.
But it's like I can't hear a word he's saying. Like I can hear him, but I can't hear what anything he's saying.
Oh, so it's static.
It's real. It's a whole lot of feedback. I hear like a screeching noise. Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Jasmine,
Okay. I'm gonna just.
Chris, and Carlette, can you all hear me?
I can hear you.
We can hear you. Is it a delay?
Okay.
Yeah, I can't hear him.
Okay. Let me just. I'm just gonna call.
Richard, Chris is calling you.
Yes.
Okay, can Willette call in on the line?
Hold on one second. Let me just get this straight. Okay. Okay. Richard, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you through the phone, and I can also hear you through the computer.
Okay, turn off. Mute the computer.
Okay, the computer's mute.
Okay, who?
All right. Let's see. Jasmine.
Jasmine, you got two sounds going on?
No, I don't. I was just muted. I just unmuted to talk.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just. Okay, that's on Richard's side. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Jasmine. You got a question?
So, Jasmine, you're at the ER, okay? Let's go back all those years. You're at the ER. You're 11, 12 years old. It's Thanksgiving. Where was your head?
I was so scared, honestly. I didn't know what was going on. I just knew something was wrong. I felt very weird. It was like I remember being fine, then all of a sudden I wasn't. It was a very peculiar feeling, honestly.
So they, if you don't mind me asking, what was the first treatment that you ever had? What you had to all of a sudden have needles? Am I correct?
Yes, they bombarded me with needles, insulin, pills. They did everything.
And let me say something.
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine, and I'm telling by personal experience, Jasmine was not an overweight child. So my point is, as a nurse, I've seen a lot of children. So have Richard, who is a specialist, certified specialist in diabetes, and they come in all shapes, sizes. I remember my first when I was in nursing school, and we were in clinicals, and we had to go and watch Shadow the School Nurse. When it was lunchtime, it was like Grand Central Station. They pulled out their little device and started doing all the little buttons. It looked like video games, but they had to do it before they go to lunch, and the nurse tell them, okay, watch your carbs today, or you need to do this, and and that was me really first hearing about type 1 diabetes and juvenile. It was just unreal, but it was just like common. And when I tell you, all shapes and sizes, everybody wasn't overweight. It was like an equal opportunity employer. It was everybody.
And you see, that's the most common misconception with type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes has absolutely nothing to do with weight. It's about an organ not working properly. And so a lot of people think like, oh, well, if you ate too much sugar or were overweight as a child, then you were going to get diabetes. And that's completely wrong, because it's an autoimmune, disease versus something you got. So I developed type 1 diabetes, not from being overweight, because I wasn't. I was very small as a young child, so it didn't have anything to do with that. So yeah, that's a huge misconception. It's completely separate.
So Richard, can you hear me again?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So when you're diagnosed, is there like a way that you? Well, did you have a diagram or something to show us how?
Oh Lord.
It's something's too loud on your.
I have you muted on my computer, and my phone is not muted. So I'm talking to you through the telephone.
Okay. Why don't you just man, I want to see that diagram.
Well, you should be able to. This is a very small pancreas. I don't know if you can see it well enough.
Yeah, we can see it.
But this right here is the pancreas. And the thing that you have in the pancreas is you have what they call beta cells. When your immune system starts attacking your body, it shuts down these beta cells in here, and it causes your body not to produce the hormone insulin. All of this stuff around here are healthy fats that should be around here. But in order to get your energy flowing and your blood flowing straight, you have to have this pancreas working correctly. And it has nothing to do with the weight on your body. It has nothing to do with in type 1 diabetes. It has nothing to do with if you're skinny, small. It's just when your autoimmune system attacks your body, it just shuts your system down, and then your body does not produce the hormone insulin. And that's what this right here. This here is the pancreas.
Wow. Is the audio up on your laptop?
Let me turn it down.
Yeah, turn the audio on your laptop down.
Ah.
There we go. Takes a good Kappa man to show Alpha man how to.
How about that?
Oh, that's perfect.
That's perfect.
Okay. Now everybody, will we say that again with the pancreas?
Oh yeah, no, we heard you.
No, we heard you good.
Okay.
That was
Yeah.
good.
All
Very
right.
good demonstration.
Yeah, we good now.
Okay. So anyway, so these are things that there's no cure. I wish there was an identifying factor that says what is going to cause type 1. Jasmine was 11 years old. She was healthy. She was playing. She was hanging out. She had no idea what her blood sugar levels meant when someone says 300. But I will tell you that 300 is dangerous. And one thing that you probably find yourself doing is testing your blood sugar levels throughout several times a day, because particularly if you're insulin dependent, you need to know where your numbers are. And what I started to say earlier was now we prick our fingers with the meter. That's one way of determining. Another way is they have the Dexcom and the Libre light system that now you can automatically determine your blood sugar levels. You can tie it into your iPhone, and you can also have the insulin pump strapped to your body where insulin is going in your body. But type 1 diabetes has to be managed properly. And that's the thing that Carlette alluded to a few minutes ago when she was talking about all the kids know, because they've been educated early on, that when you go here, you go to the nurse's office. And after you eat this, you go to the nurse's office. And there's certain times a day. And I mean, these kids, they live a normal life, but they have to be checked, and it takes a team to manage people with type 1, particularly to a point when they can become more responsible and manage their diabetes like it should be. One of the problems that I often tell people about diabetes, the why it goes neglected, is sort of like if I was to walk in the door and I'm pushing myself in a wheelchair, I'm on some crutches, you can say, hey, that guy's disabled. But if I walked in with diabetes in me, I look just as normal as the next person. You don't see the diabetes. And therefore, because you don't see it, and I feel fine for this moment, but you don't know what's going on inside the body the next few moments. And then next thing you know, you in the ER and they're trying to get your blood sugar levels down or get them up or keep them from going too low.
Wow. So Jazz, can you do a little demonstration for us?
And you ain't got to show us your numbers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
you
So I have a insulin pump as well as a Freestyle Libre. So what I do?
Did you get that from Richard's company?
Did
you get that from Richard's company?
I'm doctor gave because they're trying to get my A1C down. They're trying to help let me get me controlled and keep me controlled. So this is the best option for me. So so I press this button and it says scan sensor. I have a sensor right here on my arm. You can't see because I have on a long sleeve shirt. And then that tells you my sugar. And then if it's high or anything, I go to my insulin pump and I put in what my blood sugar told me, and then it tells me how much insulin to take, and it automatically pumps it into me. So it's like I call my insulin pump my mini pancreas because my pancreas doesn't work. So this is my pancreas.
Oh wow.
Okay.
There you go.
So Richard,
Wow.
is there anything like to what is the word, like to replace your pancreas, like
Transplant?
yeah, pancreas transplant?
I have not heard of. There's no cure for diabetes, and your pancreas is a major organ that is it's a muscle. It's one of your major organs in your body. To replace it will not produce. It will not. Your immune system will still be being attacked. The immune system is compromised. It's not the pancreas is bad, and it has to learn what you have to do is try to develop ways and mechanisms to fight it off by building your immune system up better by healthy food choices, by being physically active, controlling your blood pressure, controlling your cholesterol. These are things that your whole uh, diabetes team, healthcare team is going to put in front of you and the challenges that you have. But you can live. I mean, you look at Jasmine and I'm sure she'll tell you she lives a wonderful life. She's a college graduate. She's functioning in her community. She works a full-time job. She does all the things that we normally do. But we just identified that it's type 1 diabetes. And, I always try to encourage folks by saying, all right, type 1 diabetes. So what? I got high blood pressure. So what? It's a challenge, but it's how we face our challenges. So the cure, no, there's not a cure, but there are some things that we all should do anyway in making life less stressful, sleeping regular, managing blood sugar, whether you're a diabetic or not. These are things that people thrive to do, and that's why the wellness industry is a $1 billion industry every day because everyone's advertising these various diets, what they're going to do, how they want to look like, and this is where we are. But no, the real idea of it is to manage, know it, identify it, and manage it.
So if you're considered pre-diabetic, can that be reversed?
Well, my whole thing of it is that I don't want to get into some sciences because I'm not a scientist, but you can manage your diabetes. You got to keep in mind that I've always been under the impression if you're pre-diabetic, you're diabetic. Either you are or you're not. And to be determined a diabetic, your insulin level has to be at 6%.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-diabetic is when you're from 5.5 to 5.8.
Mm-hmm.
And they tell you then, hey, slow down, get back from the table, watch what you eat, the sugar, lose weight. And those things can help. And those things you should be doing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people go from one extreme to another. And yes, you can push back and get away from the numbers. I would encourage anyone to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But the statistics are not on a pre-diabetic side.
Gotcha.
The average pre-diabetic person, there are 17 million people in America who are diagnosed there's 5 million people in America who are diagnosed with pre-diabetes. There are 17 million people in America who has diabetes and don't even know they have it. And the probability of the people with the 5 million people, they're going to be diabetic in less than 4 to 5 years.
Mm.
So statistically, you should be able, you head in that direction,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to be able to manage yourself. And if you want to manage yourself, you really need to, it's you. And I don't care what anything, when it comes down to the end of the day, it's every individual must manage their health plan.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you have a team and have all the support in your world, when Jasmine walk home, they say, oh, poor Jasmine. They don't say, hey, come on in here, girl, do this, do that, clean your room, do the things. They don't treat her no different because she still manages her diabetes and lives her own healthy life.
So
I don't know this, but I'm sure she'll tell you that.
Yeah, we got a question for you. Somebody said, so why do most doctors tell you to lose weight and you can come off insulin, et cetera? Is that true?
Again, and I will never tell anyone not to listen to their healthcare provider because I'm not a doctor. But as a diabetic educator, I will tell you what will work. Yes, diet will work. Working out, physical activity, those things do help you manage a more healthier lifestyle. It does reduce your intake of carbs and sugar, which will increase and let your body, your blood flow much smoother. These things do happen. And yes, that is a good point. So do follow your doctor's orders. And it works. Everyone is what I call, everybody's DNA is a little bit different. So, but we all have to take the challenge of managing our weight, managing our intake of food, our intake of carbs, make sure that we drink plenty of water, the things that we don't like to do, and be careful with some of the processed foods that we eat. I say this all day long. If I want to look at diabetes, I can go on some of the corners and I start calling out food. I start calling out restaurant chains. Okay, Popeyes, got the big sandwich and the Coke. Okay, White Castle, wait, KFC, okay, McDonald's. I mean, you can say all of these things. And as we continue, we have to understand that processed foods and the things that we put in foods also is part of the problem. So therefore, it has to be part of the solution by taking those things out. So now I wouldn't say anyone's doctor is wrong.
Now let me interject here.
Well, we had a special guest on the phone.
Yes, we do. Before we bring that special guest, I want to piggyback and I want Jasmine to answer this, because Chef Audra Mack says it's what they're feeding the kids in the school. You, again, going back to age 11, 12 on up. Okay. What happened at school?
So when I got diagnosed, I had to give my blood sugar meters to my nurse and my insulin. So I wasn't allowed to get around in school. So if my all my teachers had to be notified, and I was always going to the nurse's office all of the time. I was literally out of class a lot, going to the nurse's office. In school, they did give us options of like pizza, burgers, different things like that. So it all depends on what type of school you go to. Now, I would say they do give better food if you're in a better community, because I went to East Chicago, to school in East Chicago, but I know people that went to different schools and they have different choices. So once I left school out of Northwest Indiana and went down to Bloomington, Indiana, there was a salad bar, there was healthy eats, like you can pick pizza, you can pick tacos, you can pick burgers, but you can also pick the healthy meal options if you wanted to. And honestly, even when I went to school in Gary, when I went to a high school in Gary and in Portage, those schools, I had a lot of different options, but as a child, what child is going to choose that? So, because I had free and reduced lunch, I was able to pick, at the different schools. But if they didn't have those options, then that's understood. Then my mom would send me to school with, especially when I first got diagnosed, I was sent to school with my food. So.
Well, since you brought up your wonderful mother, who I would have to say is the mother, my cousin, who set me and Chris up on a blind date. See, look at this, full circle. And so, yeah, Jasmine, you didn't know that? Oh my God. That's why she was escorted down, sitting on the front row at our wedding. I'm just saying. So she's on the phone, and she was texting me, and I said, call in. You are the parent. You can take us there. Your experience from the parent's perspective.
So can I say one thing?
Yes, please.
So there was one night. So I was on two different types of insulins. So a long lasting insulin that keeps you normal for 24 hours. Well, that keeps you stable for 24 hours, as well as my short acting insulin. Like, say, if I eat, this is what I take. So I take the long-lasting insulin one time a day, and the short-acting I take it several times with meals and different things like that. So one time I was on 45 units of the long-acting insulin, and I took the 45 units of the short-acting insulin. And when I say my mom stayed up all night and fed and stuffed sugar down. My mom went through a lot. And I'm so interested in what she has to say. She went through a lot, staying up sleepless nights with me, making sure I wasn't passed out or, different things like that. Waking up in the middle of the night. Some days I couldn't even move. Me passing out or blacking out. There was times I had to stay in a hospital for 2 weeks, and they moved us into like a mom and daughter apartment in the hospital at Riley Children's House. I'm a Riley kid, and they put me in before they moved us to an apartment. They had me in a roommate with the girl that was terminal. She had cancer, and that's the moment I looked at my mom. I said, "Mom, am I really this sick?" I had went in for a doctor's appointment, and the doctor said, "No, you have to stay. You're sick. I can look in your eyes. You're sick. You need to stay." So I stayed there for 2 weeks at Raleigh Children's Hospital, which everyone knows is the #1 juvenile hospital, especially serious cases like that. And I just want to commend my mother.
Come on,
because went through. She did everything for me and stayed with me despite having to still be a mom to other people and live life and take care of a home and different things like that. So, hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi.
See, you heard that? She gave you your flowers verbally. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I heard. Thank you, Jasmine.
Well, we have Willette on the phone.
Blakely.
Willette Blakely. And we are We just want to hear your perspective.
Well, when Jasmine was first diagnosed with diabetes, they told me in the emergency room, and then after they ran blood tests and blah, 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 that she was type 2.
Mm.
So they put her on insulin based upon with a particular doctor that I had, because I had to sit here and remember all of this. They put her on insulin not because of her, um, of, well, let me put it this way. They didn't believe in giving children her age with type 2 diabetes a pill, this particular doctor. So they started her off with insulin because in my mind, she was type 2. So I was like, oh, good. I mean, I knew there was a difference from type 1, type 2 because of my parents both had diabetes, and my grandmother had it on my paternal grandmother. So I knew there was a difference. And I was not happy that she had diabetes at all, of course. But I was kind of like, well, at least I know with type 2, we can control it. So as the years went by and then her sugar levels were going kind of out of whack, and we were doing everything that we could possibly do, we then um, decided to go to Riley's Children's Hospital because they specialized in diabetes, with juvenile diabetes. And that's when I was I think it was like maybe 3 or 4 years that she was type 1. And I was like, wait a minute, all of these years we were thinking that she was type 2 and that with time she would be able to wean off of insulin and just have to take metformin or whatever type of pill medication that they had available. But that did not happen. And I did have to do a lot taking care of Jasmine because it was a shock to her, and she was very devastated because she didn't understand why did it have to happen to her. I had to encourage her all the time. She stuck with me a whole lot. She still does, and which is okay because she's my child, and I take and I you do what I have to do for her. Um, Even though we're 4 hours away from each other, we still have to. I still have to make sure my child is okay. But we just it's been a journey. Um, I'm just grateful to God that she lives because I've seen some not good times. I walked in and she was laid flat out on the floor.
Oh
That
God.
wasn't good. Yeah. And she was unconscious. We've had to call the ambulance. I've seen the times where they've had to just give her because her sugar levels were all the way under, and paramedics had to come and just shoot her up to get her back that glycerin shot, whatever that shot is. So I've seen a lot, but the God that I serve, He's a healer. So I believe God, and that's basically how that goes.
So Richard, when it comes to like, um, say someone was just recently diagnosed, and what is the next step, when it comes to getting an insulin regimen, like getting the supplies, getting the new scan, CGM that you put in your arm. So what goes on next?
What happens is this, and I want to say this too, so everyone understands. The reason that, particularly with type 1, what would happen next is insulin is injected. You cannot, the reason insulin has to be injected, you can't take it by a pill because the acids in your body, by the time it reaches your blood system, the acids will eat the pill up and dissolve. So insulin has to be injected. So therefore, first thing is they're going to call in a nurse practitioner or someone's going to teach you how to do injection, or a diabetic educator, and they come in and they're going to show you this is what has to happen. Then they're going to refer you to a diabetes company like myself are a pharmacy that provides the testing kits, the meters, the continuous glucose meters, those types of items. And basically, what happens is we come out and show you how to use this. There's a schedule that's given. You develop a healthcare team. I just heard Jasmine's mother refer to the prayer warriors. That was part of her healthcare team.
That's good.
And the healthcare team is a mixture of your doctor, your provider, your supplier for your equipment, your support team, and your diabetic educator, your pharmacist. Everyone has to be on board, and eventually, everyone is sort of like what I call the synergy effect. There's no one part of this that works well without the other. So you develop this synergy with all of these different parts and people, and they carry you through it. You get trained, educated. So that's really where it goes from there. So it starts a plan, an educational plan to plan someone's management of their diabetes.
I would like to say Kyle and Kind has listened to you on YouTube, and they said good information.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and put that plug in for your
Yes.
A1C.
What was it? What's the name?
You have the bio.
Oh, I switched.
Oh, let me tell you, it's A1C Care Center. We're located out in Indianapolis, Indiana. We are a full-service diabetes care center, and we provide diabetic education, diabetic test strips, and diabetic shoes for people with diabetes. We are a full-service diabetes care center. We're providers for Medicare, Medicaid, various Medicare Advantage programs without everyone's network. So you call us up if you need any services, and we provide for patients throughout the state of Indiana. We go Ohio, Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin, all of the regions via the Medicare program.
Nothing down in Georgia?
Not yet, Chris. So.
All right, and then how can they reach you? What's your phone number?
Our phone number is 317-537-9522.
And do you have a website?
www.a1ccarecenter.com. I think it's being worked on right now, but
okay,
that is our website.
All right, good.
Well, I want to this last thing I want to ask, Jasmine. Okay, so we know diabetes is, well, for some who don't know, it is more than it affects your whole body. And one of the things that now this is the piece. You have to keep your feet dry and clean. And you have to be careful with clipping your toenails.
My Lord.
So I know some diabetics that still go get pedicures. So I'm not saying they're not to do that. Do they have to go to special ones? What is that like?
Okay. So, I mean, I've heard a lot of different things just through I go get a pedicure. But one thing I won't do, I'm very careful about who does it. I'm very careful about watching them open packages and tools and the sanitization of everything. But I was told, now this may be wrong, but I was told that I can get a pedicure. I can go to I go to a podiatrist. He also cuts my toes.
Right.
They cannot have your toes a certain length. Being diabetic, you have to always keep them down. So I was told that I can go get a pedicure, as well as go to my podiatrist to get my feet done. As long as I don't try to cut my own.
Your own.
Body that's not trained to do it. So I typically stick with I already know when I'm going into a nail shop who I want to go, who's going to take the best care with my feet and different things like that. Now I do go because if you think about it, I'm only getting a pedicure for like 40 minutes if that, and then she dries my feet, make sure they're completely dry, and but I haven't had any issues. Now,
there is a I found it's a podiatrist, black owned company right down the street from where we live, and she promotes there are medical nail techs that is the more safer route, let me just say, and they have products that are more conducive, that can help an issue and not cause a problem. Because there are people that'll go to some of these, let's just say, shops, and they can walk out with an infection.
Yeah, and that's very much true. That has actually happened to me, honestly.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna give you their phone number. I'm just saying.
I would appreciate that because my podiatrist, he will give me like they call like a podicure, instead of a pedicure, but me, I'm flashy. I want some diamonds or something on my feet.
And see, and that's the thing. They do all that stuff, but they're medically trained.
And I love to have their information because I
gotta have my cousin safe. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So I know we're up on the hour. Any final words going out to Richard? Any final words?
Well, my final words would be that make sure that you check your blood sugar levels, make sure you follow your doctor's orders, and really stay healthy, stay informed. And that's the most important thing. The thing that changes diabetes is the education. The education is the most important part of diabetes, because if we know better, behavior change is always change that comes through education. There's not a test strip, there's not a meter, there's not a pair of shoes, there's not a pair of diabetic socks that will cure diabetes. But your education will change the trajectory and your understanding and give you a long living. So I want to thank you all for having me on, and thank you for sharing this information throughout the ways, Chris and Carlette.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. You are a wealth of knowledge. And one of the things I saw that you did not mention that I remember from a long time ago, you have a PhD in reading. Boom. Yeah. The brother knows how to read real good. He is Dr. Graves, the PhD in reading. Say I'm lying. Say I'm lying. I never heard of that. I was so proud. What? He is Dr. Graves.
Dr. Graves.
Just saying. Oh.
I read a lot.
He reads a lot. And he got a PhD for it. Thank you.
All right. Any final words, Jazz?
I just want to say stay informed, because there's a lot of myths out there and around, and it makes people so scared to get checkups and different things like that. And knowledge is power. Is absolutely the most profound thing to have is knowledge. Like you have to read, you have to know, you have to understand, or else you're going to scare yourself. And especially with dealing with someone you don't have, especially with dealing with someone who has diabetes, it's always good to study up and to know. So that's all I say. But thank you all for allowing to get this message across.
And you needed to share your story.
Can you hold your fingernails up to the camera? Someone just said, Jazz, your hands are cutie.
Yeah, they're cute. You got a little something on it.
Thank you.
Well, we thank you all. We'll be calling you after the show for our personalized thank you.
Yes.
So, but we will we'll call you, and we appreciate your both of you all, and as well as the mom, Willette Blakely. But we will talk to you later.
Stay by your phones. We'll be calling you.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Graves.
Dr. Graves.
Richard, thank you.
All right, thank
I'll
you.
talk to you. Bye.
Bye.
All righty. There we have it.
There we have it. And that a lot of that stuff I didn't know.
Yeah.
See, Willette, I'm about to call you. You ain't tell me that baby had a blood sugar of 350. Where was I in college?
So we do try to supply our guests. For those that are still on, please stay. But if you can donate, we do like to supply our guests with a love token for tuning in. Thank you. So please Cash App CNC $CNC Live. I'm gonna have to take these glasses back because this prescription is wrong.
But you look cute though.
Thank you, baby. You do too. You want me to cut your toes?
No.
Okay, hold on. Let me.
Chris.
So if you all would love to donate to help us, it's $CNC Live. That's Cash App. Or we do have Zelle, and it's under my wife's phone number for those that have it and know it. So please feel free to like and share and subscribe to our YouTube page.
And those who are in Indiana, please support Mr. Richard Graves.
Yes.
And his diabetes company, A1C Experts. Is that what it's? Where is the bio?
The bio is right
Anyway,
here.
his phone number again is 317-537-9552.
A1C Care Center.
A1C Care Center.
Incorporated.
A1C Care Center.
And what's the number again?
And that number is 317-537-9522. Again, 317-537-9522. Also, call him if you have a question. He is an expert. He is certified in diabetes. Okay? Give him a call. He's here to help.
There's
a wonderful black-owned business.
Yes. There's a question that's still on the table.
Okay. The question is...
Did you want me to cut your toe?
You know what? Go...
You want me to cut your toenails?
I get pedicures.
Kiss on your feet.
Chris, CNC Live. Life Interruptions, good, bad, and
Kiss
different.
you on your lips.
Okay. A1C Care Center, 317.
Make them hips dip.
Chris.
Okay.
Chris. Oh. Listen, next week, guys.
Next week.
We got a good show going up.
That's
Listen.
my baby right there.
Tune in. And listen,
Like
go to the
that
page,
hairstyle, too.
like and share. Chris and Carlette Live on Facebook, Chris and Carlette Live on YouTube. Subscribe. Listen, we got to
Why are
get
you
these
looking to
numbers
that
up.
camera over there?
We are up. We're only up to 60 people who have liked our page on Facebook. Listen.
The mama coming out, y'all.
Y'all can do better than that.
Y'all don't want
Chris
the
and
mama
Carlette
to come
Live
out.
page on Facebook. Like and share.
Why are you looking over there?
Like and share. I'm looking at that.
Look at the middle camera.
Okay, I was. Like and share Chris and Carlette Live on Facebook.
And then
go to the YouTube channel and subscribe to Chris and Carlette Live. Come on, we can do better than that now.
And go out to
I got more
Vita.
family. And,
That mama's coming out on you. Make sure you subscribe to V-Trail Hills podcast as well. Yours truly was on this podcast.
somebody just said you're out of control. This is the end of the day.
I understand. Y'all just have to know me. I just got a notification that all the HBCUs and Emory will require everyone to have a COVID vaccine.
Yeah, I heard about that earlier today from an actual student.
Oh, wow.
Before they return in the fall, they have to be vaccinated.
What if you don't want one because of your religious views?
That's something I'm sure they have to respect, but you have to have documentation, I'm sure. But hey, they have to find that out. I don't know. I am not your source. If you go to HBCU for this fall, find out what your requirements are so you can return to campus.
I'm a little still hesitant about it.
Okay. Well,
I think you should go first.
You know what?
No, I think you should go first.
That's a shame.
No,
That
listen
is a
to
shame.
my rationale. Listen.
That's a shame.
But wait, you have to listen. So both of us are supposed to get ours on the same day, right? Okay, so just so that I'm thinking about, like, if in case you get sick.
You need Jesus.
No, in case you get sick.
I don't believe you.
Then I'll be there to take care of you. And then if I get sick, say, a week from now, when I take mine, then if I get sick, then you are there to take care of me. So why have two people in the bed that's sick at the same time because of a vaccine? I think it's a trade-off. That's what I think. You're not talking to me no more?
Okay, let me just say this. My church, the Life Church of Atlanta, are doing vaccinations. Okay, this Wednesday.
We love you too, Dre.
Please go to, I'm trying to get to the Life page.
If you're in the Atlanta area.
The address of the church is 3243 Stone Road, Southwest in Atlanta, Georgia, by the old Tyler Perry Studios. And on this, the announcement is, if I can get to it, this Wednesday, April 21st, you have to call in to make an appointment, okay? You have to make an appointment. And the number to make the appointment is 404-613-8150. Again, at the Life Church at 3243 Stone Road, Southwest in Atlanta, Georgia. Again, you have to call the number. I keep having to go back and forth.
Hey, did we say who the next guest is?
404-613-8150.
I need all the Gary folk to tune in. All the Gary folk. We got another special guest.
A Gary celebrity.
Yes.
A celebrity of Northwest Indiana.
Former mayor of Gary, Indiana.
And she's a member of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated. Y'all Deltas, get on here. You know what? So why are you able to do that? Because your mama Delta, your sister Delta, huh?
There you go.
Have fun.
But anyway, we have Karen Freeman joining us next week.
Karen Freeman Wilson.
Wilson, yes. Karen Freeman Wilson.
Former mayor of Gary, Indiana.
Now she's working for the Urban League.
Yes, of Chicago. Yes.
She's moving on up.
Going higher and higher. And we are honored and privileged that she will be a guest on our show next Monday. Please tune in. Chris, can you stop?
I was just trying to play footsie with you.
Okay. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
We can't play footsie.
Not today.
So I could
see you
rub
next
on
time. Next Monday, 7:00 Eastern, 6 Central, 4 Pacific. I'm out.
Wait. Blow me. Wait. Don't go. Don't go. She's leaving me here. She's leaving me. Well, I'll just have the show by myself and call it Chris Live since she's leaving. She's walking away. Thank you for joining Chris Live, where I am your host. What are we going to talk about today since my co-host has left? Well, I guess nothing. All right. I'll talk to you all later.
Thanks for joining us this week on Chris and Carlette Live. Make sure to visit our website, chrisandcarlette.com. If you're on Facebook, share this broadcast. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to our show. You may also find us on Apple Podcast, where you'll never miss a show. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out too. Let us stay in contact with you by texting CNC Live to 474747. That's CNC Live to 474747.
CNC Live.